Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sheila here in Boho Daydreams, and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend. I know Thanksgiving is coming up. I hope that you get to spend some quality time with your friends and family. I'm going to say I'm a little bit nervous because my nails are so very damaged. They're ugly. They're damaged to ugly, so please overlook that. I can't remove all the polish because the nail underneath is so very damaged that they've been ground down to nothing. And so just taking the polish off has left them exposed. So some of the nails still have polish on them. Anyway, you'll see it here in a minute. See? Popping up my information. I'm Sheila Genrich. Email is scoghill4@gmail.com, and Facebook group is Boho Daydreams. I'm going to link all of that in the description box. And a lot of things here I'm going to also link in the description box. Some of them I can't, just because they're things that I purchased along the way from little antique shops and little bead shops. First of all, we're going to talk about tools. So you're going to need some tools. You're going to need a rounded nosed pliers. And this here is a really nice, if you have hand fatigue, this is a great pliers. This one's broken. I have another one, but I packed it when I went to Canada, and not all the boxes are unpacked. So we're using this one. This helps with hand fatigue. This is a flat-nosed pliers, and I know there's some of you that have messaged me on some of my older videos. I don't remember what I was supposed to call them. Maybe this is the chain link pliers. I don't know, but I'm going to link them in the description box. This is a side cutter, so we're going to trim up our wires with this one. These are the predominant tools that I always use. We're going to get some of our irregular beads. So these beads are from 2 years ago. I happened into this antique shop that had antique and vintage vendors, and they're tucked in the bottom, in the corner, was this bead shop. And she had all sorts of stuff, but she also had some very old beads that she had purchased from a lady who was selling out of her bead collection that she had for, I don't know, 50, 60 years. I don't know. It could have been even longer. The lady was pretty elderly that sold them to the lady in the bead shop. And so these are some of them. And I think they're so pretty. And they have a mother of pearl coating on them. And they were in all sorts of colors. And I didn't purchase them all. They were such a good price. I didn't purchase them all because, seriously, look at how odd they look. I didn't know if I would be able to even use them. And they come in all the different colors that I have sitting here. Even those. Isn't that cool? So anyway, we're going to try and figure something out with those. Some of the findings I'm going to have handy because I don't know what I'm doing. There are elliptical beads. There are these little gold balls. And I'm not sure what we're going to use, but we're going to use some of them. I don't know what we're doing. So there's also these little eye pins. I think they're eye pins. Anyway, I've chosen to use the ones that have the little ball at the end. I have a random assortment of bead caps. Some little daisy spacer beads. And some of these little, they're the Rhinestone Rondells. And I have them in all the different sizes because I use all the different sizes. Oh, yes, important. going to use these. So we're going to do stick pins, and we're going to do charm, because I like to make them so that they mix and match. So these are long pins, and I have a lot of these. I got them on Amazon. I'm going to link them. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, and I have other sorts of bead caps here. I've got a selection of them, and you know what? This is how I keep them. So I just dumped stuff into my little cups, because I never know what I'm using, and I don't pick them apart. They are what they are. All right, so let's see, what color do we want to use? You know what? I love the green. I really love the green. So let's grab a couple of the greens, and these were all individually knotted. They're pretty old, but I love them. And I just thought, you know what? I need to figure out what I can do with them. Oh, and be right back. And if we're making a stick pin, we need some glue. Yes, super duper important. So I'm not really quite organized here. I haven't done this in a long time, and kind of made me a little bit nervous to do a video, just because I haven't done one for so long. Plus my nails are they're not very pretty. I'm just going to say it. So I've got 2 of them here, and so we're going to make a set. So first off, let's figure out which one will hang best for the charm itself. I'm going to try to stay in. Oh yeah, this one's really pretty. I'm going to try and stay in camera this time, just because I know sometimes I get all excited and then I'm not in camera, and it's kind of irritating to everybody. I do my best though. I'm not professional at this. So let's try this and this. We're just going to pop one of these on. Oh, that's really pretty. I love the shine on those. All right, so we're going to just set that off to the side, because I don't exactly know what I'm doing with this yet. So let's grab a stick pin. I'm going to put this here. And what else? This, and these. So we're going to use those. I don't want to loop that off, because I might be changing that. So let's see, what do I have here? Okay, let's try this. Just going to try, oh yeah, that's pretty. I'm going to try a bead cap. Actually, first what I should do is just make sure that this actually is flat enough to actually sit properly. Okay, where is it? So that's the problem, you know. All right, I'm going to have to just try and clear this out. I'm going to be back. Okay, I'm back. Just a few little injuries, I'm telling you. I need to keep some bandages. It was rather rough, and I was going to grab another bead, but I decided no, I would not grab another bead. But I just wanted to make sure. I poked myself, and I've poked myself, that's not bleeding, and then there's a few more along the way here. So I'm going to recommend, if you ever have beads that just don't work for you, don't try. Just let them go. Unless they're really special, just let them go. All right, so this one here, now that I have reamed it with a pin that poked me, and this is a different pin, by the way. Let's see which way sits better. I'm gonna do this way. I like that. But we'll see, because if we decide to do a bead cap up here, that might not work. All right, so let's see what we want to do. Well, I absolutely love, 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 love these bead caps. And I think these bead caps are sold in packages of this now. It used to be that I had to buy the multi-size different bead caps. They look like this, and then I would have some of those in there. So let's try this. Let's, I'm gonna grab, sometimes I just like to dump things out so that I can see what's in that bowl. Let's try this. I love, love, love these, and I get these in all sizes. These little rondelles, I get them in all sizes. Now the trick is trying to find that little hole again after the fact. Okay, so I found it. It's a little bit of a challenge. I like that, but kind of feel like the distance between there is just a little bit too much. So it's pretty, but less distance. So let's get one of these. And this might not be good either, but when I like a little bit of space, woo, I got it. I got it really quickly. Okay. I like that. I do like that. I like it. And one thing about these is they sit really nice and flat. So if you're going to use this as a stick pin in your journal, it's going to lay nice and flat. All right, so let's see. I have never been able to use these yet. So let's try them. We're using a lot of oddball things that I have never been able to use. And the reason I like these is because they're pliable. These are very pliable, if I can get it on. And then they're kind of split. Yeah. So I want to just push it on and have it kind of spread out a little bit like that. And these are really nice. They're just a little filigree bead caps. And I probably had them, I don't know, probably 20 years. And I think you can still get them on Amazon. I got them many years ago while I was still in Canada. And I just never used them. All right, so now we can try this on the bottom. I don't know. Maybe, let's just maybe put one of these on the bottom. Well, I don't know. Let's try this. One of these on the bottom. Oh, it's a dilemma. All right, I want this to fit really snugly on the bottom. And I'm hoping I'm not going to poke myself while I'm on camera, because that would not be good. Okay, so what else have I got here? Ooh, oh, I have one of these. So it's like a daisy, but it is not. It's a, maybe if I put one of these at the bottom, because it's kind of a little bit wobbly, maybe that would help to see what it looks like finished. Plus I'm going to glue it. Oh, that's really pretty. That is really pretty. But let's see. Kind of needs something else yet. So what if we do this? Ah! And let's see if I have a tiny, tiny little one here. I don't. Where's my little bag of little itty bitties? Okay. I don't usually pour the little 4mm ones in because then I lose them. All right, sometimes they don't all fit. And where'd that little itty bitty ball go? It's lost in there somewhere. All right. And I have all sizes of those little balls too. Let's see. It's pretty, but I don't know. I feel like the top just isn't working. Maybe I need this. Maybe I need this one up top. Maybe. Oh my goodness. Now the dilemma of finding, there it is, the hole again. Oh, maybe. Yeah, that looks good. You have to be able to just feel it. Sometimes you just don't, and you have to change everything up. All right, once I glue it, then it sits straighter too. That's really pretty. All right, so now what do I want to do? Maybe I'm going to do this and this. Well, I don't know. Don't know what to say, because it just doesn't feel like it's working for me. Well, let's see. What if we did this on the bottom? No. Maybe this. That looks okay, but I still don't like it so much. Let's do this. It doesn't really need a lot of sparkle, just because. Okay. Maybe I need to turn it around. Maybe that's what I need to do. Oh my goodness. Maybe. Okay. Now let's try this. See how that looks. Sometimes you just have to turn things around. Putting that back on there. Yeah, you know, I like that. That I like better. Now let's try this. These are really hard because nothing is even, right? And let's try that and this. Oh, that's pretty. All right, so at this point, I always use one of these. These are just earring backs. And I pop it on like this, and then I can really take a good look at what it looks like. And I do want to keep that nice and straight. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to come back and we're going to glue these. I'm going to glue that. All right, so now I have my E6000 glue, and I like this glue the best. And sometimes I can't get it open because I haven't used it in a while and it just glues itself shut. All right. So you don't need much, but I work rather slowly. So I'm just going to open this up so I don't lose anything. We're going to start at the top, and I'm going to use, oh my goodness, yes. This is the pin that poked me. It's the offending pin, so we're going to use that one. Ouch. Yes. If there's a sharp point, I'm gonna get it. So just quickly glue up, put a little bit of glue, and start working from the top to the bottom. Doesn't need to have a lot of glue. You just want all the pieces glued down. Now this piece right here is kind of important, this one, because you want it straight. And you know the little pearl on the end isn't exactly straight itself. So you're going to have to maybe just manipulate it just a little bit. So I put a little bit more and, okay. So now I can just, since I did that, I can just make sure it's nice and straight. And that looks good. Wow. Okay. You have to be so careful with these things because these needles are so sharp. Ugh. And I always forget that. So I've glued that piece on, and I'm sorry if I've gone out of camera. It's really hard to, I have my glasses on, but it is still difficult to see the little holes where I put the needle through. All right, so we're going to pop this on. And oops, this one. Eek, sorry about that. And now this piece goes on last. And this piece is used to hold it all in place. And if you see a little bit of glue kind of poking out of the sides, because I might have put a little bit too much on, then I just take the needle and just kind of pick it up. And some of that you can take off afterwards too. But if I see it now, then I just quickly, oops, sorry, we're out of focus here. So that looks pretty darn good. And now what I would generally do, I'd have a place where I would stand it up in. And I don't. So maybe this will work. Sometimes, oh, no, that won't work either. Sorry about that. So I want it to stand up. Stand up. Well, I don't have anything to stand it up, so I'm just going to stick it into my curtain for now. Just so that it will dry properly. Okay, there we go. It's really pretty up there. All right, so now we're just going to quickly, I like this. I like that a lot. It doesn't need any sparkle because it is, the mother of pearl finish is beautiful. So, so this is very basic. This is just, I don't make perfect loops. This is not jewelry. This is for our journals or wherever we put them. And even whimsical earrings. The loops on those are supposed to be a little bit off just because it adds to the whimsical nature. So I take and I have other videos on how to do this. Bend that 90 degrees away from you. And then it's 90 degrees away from you and bring it over like that. Just bring it right on over. And then I would keep it in and I bring it to the other hand and I just bring that over. I grab this pliers. If I can see the wire, I can grab it. And I just wrap it around a few times. It doesn't matter. These loops aren't meant to be perfect. I used to make perfect loops and I don't anymore because it's not necessary. I trim off that little itty bitty piece and I usually have a little deposit where I put those into so that I don't cut myself on them later. And I just kind of crimp it in. If it's out a little bit, I crimp it in, but be super careful if you're doing that. These little guys here crush easily. And so that's really it. That's all there's to it. So I'm going to grab this. It's not dry yet, but it's kind of Look how pretty that is. That would look beautiful hanging off of a woodland journal. I think they're beautiful. So I'm going to link everything in the description box except these, because these are something that you can look for in bead shops, vintage bead shops, and they're generally very inexpensive because they are so odd. And then you just take them home and play. Anyway, I hope that you go and play and practice. You can practice with any beads, but these are the ones I chose today. Anyway, have a good weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.